There is a strange truth about human behavior that few people want to admit. We don't always run toward what helps us. We often walk calmly, repeatedly toward what hurts us. Not because we are stupid, not because we enjoy pain, but because self-destruction can feel familiar, predictable, comfortable. Today we're going to talk about why people sabotage their own lives, why they stay in habits they hate, why they return to relationships that break them, and why, even when they know better, they still choose the same destructive patterns. This is not a motivational speech, this is a psychological mirror, and it may be uncomfortable because it will explain parts of you that you've never fully named. 1. Self-destruction is rarely loud. When people imagine self-destruction, they think of extremes, drugs, alcohol, reckless behavior. But most self-destruction is quiet. It looks like procrastinating on the life you want, staying silent when you should speak, choosing comfort over growth, settling for good enough when you crave more, repeating the same mistakes with new justifications. Self-destruction often wears the mask of normality. You still wake up, still go to work, still smile, but underneath, you're slowly abandoning yourself. 2. The brain's first priority is safety, not happiness. Here's the first psychological truth you must understand. Your brain does not care about your happiness. It cares about your survival. And survival to the brain means predictability. If something is familiar, even if it's painful, the brain labels it as safe. That's why people raised in chaos feel uneasy in peace. People raised with criticism feel uncomfortable with praise. People used to struggle feel suspicious of ease. Your brain says, I know this pain, I survived it before, and survival beats happiness every time. 3. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar growth. Growth is unknown. Unknown feels dangerous. Danger triggers fear. Self-destruction, on the other hand, feels controlled. You already know how it ends. When you procrastinate, you know the guilt. When you self-sabotage, you know the regret. When you stay small, you know the disappointment. And strangely, that certainty feels calming. Because hope is risky, change is risky, trying is risky. If you never fully try, you never fully fail. 4. Identity is stronger than logic. One of the most powerful psychological forces is identity. People don't just behave in certain ways, they protect the story they believe about who they are. If deep down you believe, I'm not disciplined, I always mess things up, I don't deserve good things, success isn't for people like me, then success becomes a threat because success would require you to rewrite your identity. And the brain resists identity death, even when the identity is harmful. Self-destruction protects the story. See, this is who I am. 5. Why self-destruction feels like relief. Here's a paradox few people talk about. Self-destruction often brings temporary relief. When you quit trying, the pressure disappears. When you give up, expectations vanish. When you sabotage, responsibility dissolves. It's not that people love pain, they love the absence of pressure. Trying means risking disappointment. Self-destruction means certainty, and certainty feels calmer than uncertainty. 6. Emotional conditioning starts early. Most self-destructive patterns are not chosen consciously, they are learned. If you grew up in an environment where love was inconsistent, validation was rare, mistakes were punished, success was ignored, emotions were unsafe, then your nervous system adapted. You learned to stay small, to not expect much, to not get your hopes up, to prepare for disappointment. Self-destruction isn't weakness, it's an old survival strategy that outlived its usefulness. 7. The comfort of self-blame. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Self-blame gives the illusion of control. If everything is your fault, then at least the world makes sense. Blaming yourself feels better than accepting that life is uncertain, people are unpredictable, some things are out of your control. So people say, I ruined it, I always do this, I'm the problem. Painful, but organized. 8. Why repeating pain feels easier than healing. Healing requires patience, consistency, vulnerability, unlearning, sitting with discomfort. Self-destruction requires none of that. It's automatic. Healing asks, what if things could be different? And that question is terrifying, because if change is possible, then staying stuck becomes a choice. 9. The fear of outgrowing others. Sometimes self-destruction protects relationships. Growth can isolate, healing can distance, change can threaten dynamics. If you become stronger, who might you lose? 10. Comfort is not the same as peace. This is crucial. Comfort is familiar. Peace is aligned. Self-destruction offers comfort. Healing offers peace. But peace is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe at first. That's why people leave peace and return to chaos. Not because chaos is better, but because it feels known. 11. Awareness is the first disruption. The moment you see the pattern, you disrupt it, not by force, not by shame, but by understanding. Self-destruction loses power when it is seen clearly. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what was I trying to protect? 12. You are not broken, you are conditioned. This is not a story of failure, it's a story of adaptation. You learned how to survive, now you're learning how to live, and those are very different skills. 13. Growth feels unsafe before it feels free. Expect resistance, expect discomfort, expect fear. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, it means you're leaving familiar pain. Comfort will try to pull you back, not because it loves you, but because it knows you. 14. The real question. The question is not, why do I sabotage myself? The real question is, what version of me is afraid to disappear if I change? Because every transformation requires a small death, and the ego clings to what it knows. 15. Ending, a new definition of courage. Courage is not pushing harder. Courage is staying present when the old patterns beg you to return. Courage is choosing unfamiliar peace over familiar pain, again and again and again. Self-destruction feels comfortable because it once kept you safe, but you are not in that place anymore, and comfort is no longer enough.